Good morning. Beyond the headlines, beyond the scripts, this is Anchor's Chat. Today on Anchor's Chat, we'll look at Agence France accuses federal government of paying 10 billion naira ransom to Boko Haram. We are open for sponsorship of the program, advert placements, news, events, coverage, and commercials. Just live on our website, www.atlanticnetwork.tv, Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. You can also watch us on Avo TV, Niger TV, and Infastech TV platform. You can connect with us on our ATN socials by subscribing, like, and share. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television, Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1, and X, Atlantic TV Net. We'll go on a short break and we'll delve right into the show. Do not go away.
Professor Armstrong Idachaba, Professor of Media and Broadcasting Communication. Panelist, Professor Chris Logo, Immediate Past Head of Department, Journalism and Media Studies, University of Port Harcourt. Dr. Ijoma Tobosia, Secretary, NUJ, River State. Dr. Sarah Joe, University Orator and Associate Dean, Faculty of Communication and Media, River State University, Port Harcourt. Dr. Ibiere Koki, Ignatius Aju University of Education, Rumolomini, Port Harcourt. Chief Host, Dr. Chinyere Igwe, Esquire, Chairman, Morrison Group. Date, Tuesday, 10th March 2026. Venue, Gate Place Hotel, Kilometer 5, East West Road, adjacent Obirikwere Flyover, Rumosi, Port Harcourt. Time, 10 a.m. For more information, please call Kainde Paul Obofadi, 081-063-41777. or Samuel Ajinwo at 090-454-00744. Signed, Management. The Board, Management and Staff of Morrison Media Group present. Representing people.
Welcome. Thank you for staying with us. And as usual, Ofina Anocha is here with me this morning to do justice to this story. Good morning, Ofina. And
welcome. Madam Lorensha, thanks for having me.
All right. And then on to the story. Agence France Press has reported of President Bola Tinubu allegedly paid billions of naira and released 2 senior Boko Haram commanders to secure the freedoms and have abducted from Mary's Catholic Church in Papiri, Niger State. According to sources cited in the report, more than 300 pupils and teachers were kidnapped during the November attack, with negotiations reportedly leading to the release of about 230 victims. The report claimed the ransom payment violated Nigeria's standing policy prohibiting negotiations or payments to terrorist groups. Agence France Presse quoted 2 separate sources who provided differing figures regarding the ransom. One source estimated the payment at about 40 million naira per victim, amounting to roughly $7 million, equivalent to nearly 9.8 billion naira at prevailing exchange rates, while another source placed the total payment closer to 2 billion naira. In addition to the alleged financial settlement, the report stated that Boko Haram commanders were freed as part of the agreement, although official confirmation from government authorities remains unavailable. While the presidency had yet to officially respond to the allegations as of press time, the Office of the National Security Advisor, led by Nuhu Ribadu, has repeatedly maintained that hostage rescues under the current administration were achieved without ransom payments. The federal government had earlier announced phased releases of the abducted pupils in December 2025, even as concerns persist over rising cases of kidnappings and violent attacks across parts of the country since President Bola Tinubu assumed office. Ofina, what do you have to say before I even say anything? I am interested to know what your thoughts are on this.
Okay, when I looked at the report, when I read through, what stood out for me the most are three major red flags.
Okay.
Number one, the size of the ransom that is alleged to be paid for the release of these kidnapped victims. And then secondly, the release of the two Boko Haram commanders. Nigeria has a law that bans payment of ransom to terrorists, bandits, kidnappers. And the very people who have set up these laws are now the one going contrary to it. And then the fact that our own...
Allegedly. Being contrary.
Allegedly.
Yes.
And the fact that it is now like our own has been lied to us all this while. Our leaders, the people at the top, look at the country, have not been telling us the truth. Is it that they've been lying to us, or they've been having a whole lot of secrets huddled up? Then we outsiders coming to tell us what is happening in our country that we do not even know. And then I'm going to say the fact that it's like this. In the nearest future, let's not be surprised to see that banditry, kidnapping and terrorism is going to be one of the most lucrative businesses.
Is that not
real estate? Already we have it gradually turning into a business.
gradually?
I agree to that. It's a full-blown business and very profitable. The amount paid. And the question is, what did these people even do with this money, if not to fight the same government that paid them? And then when you that you had succeeded in, you release it to them, what more power to operate? What is the government even doing? What are they thinking? The fact that they've not come out to say anything about this whole story. Prior to this time, when those abductees were released, Nigeria kept asking questions. How did you do it? How is it that you released this number of persons and then there was no policy? You did not of any of the terrorists. How did you do it? And then we never got an answer to those questions. And today, we are now having external bodies coming to tell us what is happening in our own country. Now we can boldly say that if this is true, if what is people are saying is true, then it's now obvious that the Nigerian government is indirectly because
Going
indirectly true. I think it's true. Then when I said not more power,
you know,
you're giving them more weapons.
The thing, is I find more interesting is that Nigerian law is a payment of ransom. The law made by Nigeria, right? By assented to the president, and ourselves, you know, again is that then again starting example, for example, the state in local governments have been paying ransom, have been having open with these terrorists, and nothing has happened. I mean, I have not heard so far that arrests were made for negotiating with terrorists. And one would say, why would the government even arrest these companies for terrorists when government itself has failed in its primary function of securing lives and property? Do not forget that this is the APC government, because I will still narrow it down to political party, because at the end of the day, all these things have political inclinations. I remember PDP in power, that was the onset of security and all of that. And I remember the Chibok, how APC that time trying to overpower from PD, use politics insecurity. In fact, that was security. They so politicized insecurity. Jonathan, like a weak president, make Jonathan look more of a rubber stamp president. Nigerians. Now Jonathan is out, and APC, you know, took over power. Interestingly, the president that took over power from Jonathan was the same person when he a lot of monkeys would be on. I back and remember a lot of things, but evidences that how can you fight this battle when already men were being president, and then he became president, and insecurity skyrocketed. APC. Now we have President Bola Tinubu, APC, and insecurity. In fact, it's as if during Goodluck's time, what we had that time was kindergarten level of insecurity. The insecurity Nigeria is facing is not just complex and multi-dimensional and much more complicated. The insecurity right now, it's at this point, it is beyond, it is consultant level insecurity. You see this terrorists doing live video challenging the government openly, and guess what? After not France to it. Anything I want to believe that it's not. I honestly, if to go in hot it's making me remember the war, the Taliban's, and what is happening in some countries in the Middle East. How it's a lot going on. Studies terrorism and operated in Middle East countries of the world, we know that Nigeria is in trouble. And if there's anything to go that ransom for the release of 230 people that kidnapped, then does that mean, is this, that will indicate, it's an indication that the government has lost the war against security? It means that if this is anything to go by, it means that on just a matter of time, the intent will, it's just a matter of time. Because now, how two Boko Haram commanders are even well, I will not be surprised, because this is the same government that what they call the Boko Haram members through Operation Safe back into the society. This is the same government that rewards Boko Haram members who claim they have repented with rehabilitation, empowerment, and reintegration into the society. So if the government can do that, I mean, it is what it is. It's troublesome. I honestly hope that this is not true, Ofina.
Maybe joining you to hope to.
Yeah, because we can only hope that
the fact that the ransom figures, we have two different figures that are contradicting. That gives us a hope that this shouldn't be true. That the government comes out to make a statement sooner.
I think beyond the statement of the, looking at for me, words are empty. Is it not the same? We've had government upon government to make campaign promises, governance, and this is nothing. I am one of the that takes the word of the government a pinch of salt, genuinely, until something changes about, governance and the people in power, and we begin to see actions match their words. Will that trust deficit, when that is done, saying that let's take their word for it, whose word are you taking for it? Every government that has come into this, that has taken over power, has told us they're fighting security. Getting worse. The budget security is staggering, yet it's getting worse. You know how much states receive for security? It's accounted for. You'll be shocked. And the more states, the security vote, which is a lot of in my head, right? But the fact that this will be, just this is anything to go by, then it's safe to say that I hope it's not true, because what it means at the end of the day is that this singular action has empowered the terrorists in our own country and all over the world. Negotiation with terrorists is a no-no. Countries don't negotiate with terrorists. Countries don't. But in Nigeria, they negotiate. Negotiating. Because it appears that it can be found in the case states where the government minister to the invasion of terrorists in the school, that the military, he got intelligence report that the military, they could to evacuate that area 30 minutes to that and the DSS had already given them intelligence report prior time that it's going to be an invasion of that place. On the said day and time, 6 minutes to the time, the military were asked to withdraw, and the governor came out to ask the military to withdraw. Up until now, the trail of that conversation, Nigerians are no longer asking questions. Nigerians are on to the next sport, because I don't even want to say it's the next big thing. They are on to the next. It's so short that we cannot focus on things into a logical end and make the government hold the government accountable and make them do what is right. And guess what? They keep giving us what to talk about, and we are so predictable. The government understands how we are like little children. us bread now, we love the bread. You want to distract, you're so attached to the bread, they will not give you short bread, and short bread. To that corner, you refuse. They now bring yogurt, you throw. Nigerians behave like chickens. Just go and get rice and keep sprinkling that grain of rice on the grain of rice till it will end to be. That's the game the government does. Chickens spray when they want us to live a exactly.
And that issue that is not even of these. Let's even think about the kind of image it creates of us in the community. This report coming from external bodies. What image does it create of us?
Nigerians, do we have a good name?
Maybe we do.
Probably that is why the federal government paid an American PR firm millions of dollars to wash our Congress and for the president. Because we have to pay for damage control. That's how. I think as we have the responsibility they on us to say the truth, people, to educate and not be sentimental things. Definitely, it might put us in the line of the profession that want to uphold this integrity to a high standard where we ought to educate and call it spade. You know, let it be that at the end of the day, we remember our little corners that we had a voice, spoke truth, and we spoke truth to as well. Hope day our brain will go back to the setting and we begin to ask the right questions and not be distracted by the next small thing. And we'll never call it the next big thing, because anything that takes our attention from our life and our security, because you need to be alive to discuss the next thing. You need to be alive to even plan. If this report by Agence France Presse is in trouble, as well. Thank you, Sofina. It's a very sad conversation. I think throughout this we've been having really sad conversations.
One that's
not ending.
It's just been like that.
Every day breaking news.
Well.
It's always negative. We're going to we come back. Open conversation comes up next. Do not go away.